Welcome to the closer's mindset. Oh, you know what? The first time I heard it, I was like, "That's a good beat," and now I'm like, "That is such a good beat. Just gets you in the groove."
Welcome.
Caps and Lynch coming to you from Studio A.
On episode 19 of the Closer's Mindset. Welcome.
Holy
Thank
smokes.
you for joining us today. Today's episode is getting other estimates. We did this episode once already in episode 6, so go back and listen to that. And then more importantly, we had G-Man on yesterday, Caps. And
the other day, whenever you're listening to this or whenever it rolls out, but in our last episode.
On our last episode,
Yep. So that was an epic interview.
Yeah, he talked about that direct angle close. It was really good.
He had a ton of good wisdom.
You just add that to your arsenal?
Oh.
It'll get you another sale. It was beautiful. Absolutely beautiful.
Yeah. That's our big thing, man. I mean, you can increase one more sale each week. That's 4 more sales a month. Over 200 sales a year. Holy smokes. That adds up real fast. And this kind of thing, because guaranteed if you have 3-4 appointments a day, one of them's going to say to you, if not more, I'm getting other estimates.
And shit, that's the problem right now. So everybody's
reality,
buying,
right?
But everybody's getting other estimates, right?
They're buying.
So you're getting
other estimates.
you're getting a lead. Let's say you get a lead from a mailer, right? We all get them, right? All right. You get the Val Packs or the Red Plums or whatever's in your area.
You show up to the house. There's 4
the retail
mailers on
there.
there.
They're all the mailers are out there, right? And they're nationwide, whatever company you're with. And what happens is these consumers will pick it up and they're getting estimates, or they're going to the home shows right now, right? The home shows are back. COVID is kind of dwindling down. Some states are wide open. Some states are opening back up. But now these companies are trying to get some revenue back because they couldn't do the home shows earlier in the year because we were locked down still.
Right.
So now these home shows are evolving and coming out, and now customers are still buying, but now they're getting other estimates.
And I'm finding too, because I go into a lot of homes that have my brand of product already in there, old stuff, right? And I'll still see all those flyers, and just because they got them and they see the promo, they still want other estimates, even though they've had our product for 60 years. So it's like I'm still having to work just as hard. You can't rely on like brand trust or anything. Especially if you see those freaking stickers on their table or those mailers.
So I remember this one bathroom lead, right? You go in there. I thought it was a slam dunk. We already sold out the bathroom, right? Second bathroom, right? So it's a slam dunk. They already loved us, right? Everything good to go? No, it wasn't. Didn't cover all the bases. Didn't go through everything I was supposed to go to. And now because there was other companies there that do the same thing now, we weren't the only company.
Right.
I didn't cover every base. And I shortcutted.
And you know what happens when you don't cover the base? The other guy does. Well, did they ask you about this? No. Oh, don't you think if it was important, they would have? Just those little seeds of doubt get planted when you allow the other estimates to come in behind you.
Yeah, and
they don't even have to be. You've talked about like someone better's coming in. It doesn't even have to be someone better. It could just be someone slimier.
It could be. It really could.
And they might get the sale because they
don't leave money on the table.
Don't do it.
We always talked about that's your mortgage, your rent, everything else. And I'm not saying that to be a rude, greedy way, but the fact of the matter is though that is your that's how your livelihood is, right? That's how you make a living. And I take it all the way down to that, and people sometimes say, oh, that's brutal or rude or whatever. I'm not mean it that way. I mean the fact that you got to make a living. That really is your mortgage, your rent on the table there for you to earn. Yep. You're a salesperson. Your job is to sell.
That's your job.
Okay? Now, the art of selling is a little different. The art of closing is a little different. And when you get good at the art, you get your mortgage and your rent paid on a regular basis when you get good at it. And that all leads down to getting other estimates, because if you're getting that in the end, then you're missing something in your presentation and your pitch earlier. And one of the keys, as we were discussing a little bit before this, because we didn't know if we were going to do this episode today or something else, but it kind of came to us that everybody wants to hear about getting other estimates.
It's just the nonstop thing people probably hear the most. Even if there's other objections on the table, that's like one of the biggest objections, I think.
The ones that bother me most are the ones that are quiet and don't tell me. The ones that tell me they're getting other estimates right up front, those are easy.
Yep.
All right, or you ever been there like you're like getting down to the end, right? And you get close, and then they bring up getting other estimates, but you haven't put the price down, and you're trying to backpedal.
Yep.
That's a hard backpedal right there.
Right.
It's not, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah.
But that's the whole point of covering every base before you get to that price, before you're dropping that price to that customer. Get out of the way getting other estimates. You better address that way before and get them committed and confident on you. Do you really think people want to have multiple people in their home taking their time away? And this society, we are busy and we don't do many other things versus having a salesperson in our home, right?
Well, I think to this direct angle close that G-Man brought up, what I really took away from that was not even covering all your bases in the home, but covering and we talk all the time about practice. That's the kind of stuff you can practice that all day long, so that when those things come up, it just flows off your mouth very naturally. Not like you're trying really hard they can feel you're overcoming an objection or something silly, but it just comes off this conversational thing like, well, isn't it fair to say that if da-da-da-da-da? Or even the idea when someone tells you early on, well, hey, I understand. Like, that's key, right? Empathy right away. I understand you're getting other estimates. Wouldn't you say it's fair if you feel comfortable at the end of this, though, still moving forward, that you do? Like, it's that simple. And they go, well, I suppose that's fair. Okay, that's all I'm asking. If you truly feel comfortable and feel like it's a fair price, could I still ask for your business? Kind of my,
It's okay to ask.
It's okay to ask.
It's okay to ask.
So today I told you I lost one.
Mm-hmm.
I lost one to, I don't know if it's a no yet, but it's in the follow-up territory. But she told me early on, and I did what I've told you in a handful of recent episodes about, where I just say, like, I understand. And then I kind of go on, right? Didn't try to overcome it just then. Just say, I understand. Yeah. Do you mind who? Sometimes I'll say, like, do you mind who?
What point did she say I'm getting other estimates?
This is probably, we're sitting down doing like product demo stuff.
All right. You ready for a sales tip?
Please.
All right.
Should have found that out sooner. Is that the sales tip?
Okay. What's that? You're not price, right?
No. Like products.
Yeah, product. It's
product.
perfect. It's where you want to be. It's exactly where you want to be.
All right, sales
This
tip.
works for everybody. I don't care what you sell. All right. You can find a way to make this work. Perfect. Mrs. Jones, perfect. All right. You're just like Mrs. Smith down the road. And, we explain the same thing to her as we will to you. One of the great things about what we do is we give you every estimate while we're here on every product, so you can make an informed decision. Now, if you're comfortable and you like everything you see, we'll kind of take you shopping and show you all the ones out there and let you pick. And we'll show you each one out there. Now, again, if you're not satisfied, don't move forward. That's fine. But we'll show you everything out there, and if you feel comfortable and if you like it, great, go ahead and move forward.
Yeah.
But just let them know, yeah, we're going to give you the estimates.
Yeah.
We'll give them to you while we're here.
Yeah, you want to? I'll give you the information. No, that's good. And I kind of pride for the information. I said, who, if you don't mind me asking, who do you got? Who do you got coming out? Said some company never heard of, small mom and pop shop. And I asked what the product was. I know the product. It's actually a really good product. I was kind of just like, I just said, I used to actually rep that product. That's a good product. They're probably going to beat me on price. I just told her that straight up. They're probably going to beat me on price because they're a small mom and pop shop. We're a little bit bigger than that. But here's what's probably the difference. Does that make sense? Yes. Okay. And we got to the end, and she said, "Okay, well, thank you for information. I'm going to get my other estimate." And I just shot my shot. I said, "Listen, while I'm here, if you felt comfortable enough to move forward, you like everything you're seeing, because it seems like you have, right?" And she's like, "Yeah." I said, "So is there anything I could do to make it worth your while to go? Just save your time and energy to not go through that and just get started?" And she said, "No, I want my other estimate." I was like, "Okay, just had to ask." I said, "I had to ask, right?" And she goes, "Yeah." I said, "Okay."
Yeah, that's all.
Okay.
People get upset if you ask. Now, if you keep prodding them,
right,
that's different. But that's why you can ask multiple times. I never understood why sales reps give up so quickly when somebody says no. Like I said before in the last one, I wouldn't be married if I took the first no. I wouldn't be doing this if I took the first no.
True.
I'm never going to take. I was taught you're not taking the first, second, third, fourth, and then you had to call into your manager.
Right.
Now, some companies still require that, but some don't. And the fact of the matter, though, in getting other estimates is, if they're getting other estimates, what does that mean, first off?
That they don't fully trust something about what you're bringing to the table. Whether it's you.
You can think that way.
The company.
Do you know what I think?
They don't have all the information.
Nope.
What?
They're buyers. They're buying. If they're getting other estimates, they're buying.
Okay.
So change your mindset. All right? and this is everybody, not just you. I just think the same way.
Sure.
You got to look at it that they're buying. It's just a matter of who they're buying from and what they're buying. And I'll tell them, oh, great. That means you're really serious. You guys are looking to make a move sooner than later.
Yeah.
Completely understand, no problem. You know, the great thing about our company, you're going to love the information we give you. And if and when you decide to make a decision, you'll have all the information necessary to make an informed, intelligent decision. And I'm assuming that's what you're looking for, right?
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
How can you say no to that? I'm going to give you see, again, we want to fight with them. What do you mean you're getting other estimates? Why? Who's coming out? Why? You want to go with that company? Ah.
Right.
Now, you were very respectful when you said it, and I've had that before. I'll tell you a deal we closed last week, right? So it's between us and a competitor. Competitor, same thing. Great product. Couldn't beat up the product. Just couldn't. It was a great product.
Right.
So it wasn't like, and I'm a very genuine person. I'm going to tell you straight how I feel, whether I like it or don't like it or why.
Yep.
And I said, you know, so it came down to this. Because, you know, we're asking the customer, we probably got probably 4 or 5 no's. And I said, well, so it's between us and this person, right? Yep. That's what I said. And he's like, pretty much, you're right here, level. And I said, well, then only one thing can separate it. And I was like, and that's the sales reps. And what sales reps you like better? So we got to win.
Yeah.
I had them rolling and laughing, right? They were good. I couldn't get them right there, right? I couldn't get them, but I knew the missiles. I could see in their eyes, right?
Yeah.
And we took away the same day, all right? We walked with it. But we didn't do it rudely. We weren't rude about it. We didn't show it and beat it up. Just weren't rude about it, took away. Then within 30 minutes, we went to take advantage of that.
Really?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
it was there. Still didn't like the fact we had to leave the house. Okay, it still bothers me a little bit.
Right.
But it was still same day,
Sure.
30 minutes later, done, signed, sealed, delivered, right then and there.
Yeah.
But it was that's the only shot I had left. I take every shot I can. I didn't know anything else, and I'm like, all right, well, yeah, they have that because this company that we were against is very similar as far as all the different aspects of the company,
Right.
from how everything's made, how it's done, all the way down to the end. So it's very difficult, and they have a great reputation too. So what do? And you say, you know what? Hey, they're a good company. We're a good company. We're all in business here to help customers. It's really based upon who you like better and what do you think is going to do better for you.
Right.
We'll do a great job for you.
You know, you talk. We've mentioned taking your shot, but you can't take shot if you don't have bullets, right?
That's right.
So we touched on a couple bullets, like the direct angle close. That's a bullet. That's a bazooka like missile or whatever the proper term is. I'm not a military guy, right? But you know, a couple other bullets you mentioned there were just perfect. I mean, so that means you must be serious. That's I was trained that way. It's been forever since I've heard that. So thank you for that reminder, because I remember that from training. So when you said that, it clicked like, oh yeah, that's right. That's what you're supposed to say there. But I hadn't practiced that in so long that I couldn't even remember it.
Well,
so
we
I
get
haven't
caught
been
up
able
in these habits.
Right.
All right. And a lot of them are bad habits, myself included. I catch myself on bad habits. The only way I do that, though, is by having somebody watch me and seeing how I perform and being able to take that information that they give me back,
right,
and really being able to hone in on it.
Yep. So what other bullets we got? We got the direct angle close, which refresher. I'm a customer. I'm getting other estimates. Yeah, I was kind of burned last time, so I got to get more.
Oh, the burned. I'm burned. I got burned.
I got
We've all
burned last
I'm not making
time.
a decision on the first night. I got burned.
Yep.
I'll never make another
do
decision.
that ever again. So
Never
I'm getting
again.
other
It
estimates.
always burns me. It always burns me. I'm not doing it, Sonny.
Yeah.
And lo and behold, they will buy that same night, but you have to really. And I love the direct angel. So why don't you go ahead and continue with it?
The direct angel close. Ooh, I like that.
Change the E and the L, whatever.
I
Same
know.
difference.
So, yeah, you've been burned before, and the premise is, again, I got to study his. I'm going to listen to that episode probably 5 times, just that 15 seconds where he's saying that, so I can get exactly how he said that down, because that is how you say it.
Yeah, it is.
And it was something along the lines of, okay, well, can I ask you a question? Yes. Would the result have been any different if you had waited 2 weeks and decided, after going with some other estimates, to go with that same company?
No.
Same results.
It doesn't matter whether it was you went with them that same day. It wasn't the decision you made. It was the company. All right. And unfortunately, that company makes other companies look bad.
Right.
So wouldn't it be fair to agree? And then after that, here's the key. After that, you got to ask for the business.
Right. You got to say, so isn't it, I mean, I got to listen back to you because I mean, it's not about just saying, because we can say all day what we know we need to say. It's about positioning that statement into a question.
Yes.
Right. To get them to own it. So isn't it fair to say that it's like you chose the wrong company? Not the process isn't messed up, but you chose the wrong company. And they say yes. And you say, okay, so don't you think if you chose the right company the first time, you'd have a better experience? Yes. Okay. So would you like to get started? You know, I think that's all. I'm going to listen to that over and over. One of my tools or bullets, should we say, because I used to have a media background. So I love talking about, like, you know, I understand. Getting other estimates, I understand. Hear that all the time. And I think we're conditioned. You know, the media talks about, I used to be in the media. I get to say that. I used to be in the media. And they're always talking about, make sure you get your estimates. Get 3 estimates. That's largely where that comes from, is the media. Wouldn't you say? And they're like, well, yeah, I suppose. Okay, well, and then I touch on, the Better Business Bureau. The largest complaint category to the Better Business Bureau is home improvements. And they go, oh, yeah. So isn't it fair to say that if the process worked, that is being told to everyone how to do this, if that process worked, that would be like the least complaint category to the Better Business Bureau? Oh, yeah. Okay, so don't you think it's more about finding the right company than it is about getting other estimates? Yeah. That's a tool of mine. I don't know. Do you have any others? We're hitting some good ones there.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
Just we'll do a great job for you. Hit that button right
there. We'll do a great job for you. Hard close. Right there. What'd you call that? We slide the contract for us?
Slide the contract.
We'll do a great job for you.
I just think we always, we go through these processes of a close, but then we don't ask for the business, and we just sit there and look at the customer, and they're like, we need to take action. It's taking action is the key to this, and with getting other estimates or anything else. And the first time I hear getting other estimates, I think it's a smokescreen. If they haven't brought it up all the way until the end, and I did my job and I was very thorough through it, and they didn't bring it up, and they committed and recommitted, and I said in my pre-close, other than price and affordability, any reason why you wouldn't move forward today?
Right.
Any reason? Any reason in the whole wide world? And they said no. And then I said, great. You're like most customers. If the price is right and you can afford it, you're going to get it done.
Yep.
So we need to make sure we can make this affordable for you. And then if they're bringing up getting other estimates, there's something else. It's either in the monthly payment or down payment. And I'd always rather negotiate monthly payment and down payment than overall terms. Thank you, Jim Rossi, for that. I embedded that in my head years ago in training, and I'll never forget it. I want to negotiate down payment and monthly payment. I don't want to negotiate the overall.
Right.
You ever buy a car? You ever negotiate the monthly payment?
Oh, that's like what they try to get you to focus on.
Yeah, no
all the time.
Every time.
you're so far away from what is the actual price of this thing.
And we go through it and all this stuff. So the same thing with what we're doing out there is, if they're telling me getting other estimates, my first thing is, I understand. I understand, and I'm gonna either go, and then I'm gonna go to a feel found. I understand exactly how you feel. Actually, Mrs. Smith down the street, she felt the same exact way. And then we kind of went through everything, and when me and Mrs. Smith really boiled down, when we got down to the nitty gritty, it really came down to the one of two things. And for her, it was the down payment. But typically, it's either the down payment or the monthly payment. Which one is it for you? And they're going to say one of 3 things, not 2, 3. They're going to say monthly payment, down payment, or overall payment. Those 3 things I'm expecting.
Yep.
Now, the fourth, Hail Mary that they're going to throw is they're going to go back to getting other estimates. And now
they're just going to ignore what you asked altogether.
Then I know it's real, okay? Because I felt it was a smoke screen first, and I'm going to address it and try to bring it back down to payments and terms, okay? Because that's where you always want to go to. That's where successful people go, payment and terms.
Yeah.
So, and if they go, no, I need to get my other estimates, okay? And I'm like, all right, no problem. I understand. Other than, now I'm going in my 4 C's, right? Other than needing to get other estimates. Anything else holding you back from moving forward today? No?
No.
Okay, so if you had already had your other estimates here, and I was here, and you had your 2 other estimates already there, and I was here, and you had those and the prices were comparable and every, here and there, would we be earning your business? And they could say yes, no, maybe, right?
Right.
Okay, great. Okay, thank you for sharing. So let's just say they said, well, I'm not sure still. No problem. Hey, look, I don't want you to do this if you don't have your heart into it. I don't want you to do it. I'd rather you wait and get your 3, 5, 10 estimates. And I said, but typically what happens with this, and I'm going to leave this information so you have it so you can gather it because I want you to be a well-informed consumer. But with the estimates, it gets confusing sometimes in this business. And I say that because it took me quite a while just to learn this. And what we find with people getting estimates, typically they're looking to make sure they have the best company with the best product at the best value. And that's what you're looking for too, right?
Right.
Who wouldn't be? Who can say no to that? Right? Who can say, they can't say no to that. If they do, then they're ridiculous. I'm going to set myself up so they got to say yes to things.
Yep.
Right. Now they said yes to that, right? All right. So now I said, now I go back to where do I go back? I go back into my presentation. And then I go, well, look, Mr. Smith, we went through this, and this. You said you thought we were a great company. You felt super. I even wrote it down where you said this company here is going to do a great job for me. And then we went over a product, and you said this is the product you want, and you told me why you wanted it and didn't want anything else. So I'm confused. Is it a monthly payment or a down payment? How can we help you get this taken care of today? And then I shut up. That's why it's silent. I don't talk.
Yep.
I let them talk and say something, and they may come up. That's fine. I still got to get the person. I get it. No problem. I'm going to say no problem this time instead of I understand. I might switch up the terminology. It's still conceding, and then I'm going to, and then I'll say, okay. Well, obviously I wasn't able to convince him on that one, right? So he's still getting other estimates.
Right.
So at this point, I'm probably going to start packing my stuff up intentionally. All right, this is not me packing it up because I'm leaving. This is my show, okay?
Right.
This is part of what I'm doing. So I'm packing my stuff up and I'm asking questions. I say, well, look, I get it. You sound like you really want to get you out of that and you really want to do your due diligence, right? Understand completely. No problem. Let me get my stuff together here. I'm going to leave you with all the information. At this point, I'm a 50-50. So what I'm doing at this point typically is I'm gauging on where I need to go because you have to have observational awareness, right? So is this guy like, is he like right on the cusp? Or is he full of it or whatever? You never know.
Right.
You never know. And again, they may be playing their poker face too. But I'm always going to keep asking, not to piss them off. I don't want to piss them off, but that's why I'm packing my stuff up and going through it.
Yep.
And then I'm going to do a follow-up, right? When can I follow up with you? And then I'm going to ask them, what'd you really love about this? Is there anything you didn't like about us? And, why'd you decide not to move forward today? I want to see if he says anything different. All right, I just want to see if he slips up at all. Mm-hmm. Says anything different there. I said, okay, great. And then I'm going to say, so what other products are you going to consider so I can leave you information on them too? And I'm going to find out. And now it's going to go to whether they trust me or not. Because this is where it really goes down to. This is where I think it really boils down to the real core of this objection is they're getting other estimates because they don't trust everything you told them. And that's a hard one to swallow for a sales rep. Right. And it's actually coming to me as we're talking about this. Yeah. Like I'm talking, I'm going, oh shit, that's where it's at. It ain't about getting other estimates. Team, it's not that. Listen to me now. It's because they don't fucking trust you.
That's what I said earlier.
They don't trust you at all. I didn't,
right.
And I missed it. I'm sorry.
No, because you helped me because I said it and you said, well, think of it this way. And that led to this whole conversation. And when you boil it down, though,
they don't trust you because they don't trust the information you gave them. So trust is huge.
It might even be that they trust you, but you don't know why they don't trust you. It might not be your fault. It might be your fault. Like that's the hard part. You don't know where that distrust is coming from.
I remember one of my sales trainers said to me, he's like, look, they might not buy from you because you look like their second grade teacher that they hated, right?
Yeah. You never know.
You never know. I had the opposite. I had someone buy from me.
And here you were.
I looked like one of the soap opera people on TV. So this lady took a picture. She's like, I got to send it to my sister. I was like, oh, man. All right. I guess I'm a soap opera star now.
Funny,
right? That was funny stuff.
When you're in the second grade thing, you just picture yourself sitting there like, yeah, my wife's a second grade teacher. And like, just digging your hole deeper. That's how those appointments go. But if you notice, I shut up when you were doing that whole thing, because that was all gold, man. Like, what that was a great reminder to me of is let's just look at the sales process in a vacuum and take out the specifics, because you don't know until you get there. But in the vacuum of like practicing and being prepared, when you're talking about the pros, focus on the price, and that's it. Getting people back to price, get them back to price, get them back to price. And that's why, I mean, that sounds like opposite. Like, I remember when I came in, I was like, doesn't that turn people off? Like, when I was brand new, I'm like,
why do you think you're there? You're there to give them a price.
To give them a price. So when you bring it back to price and say, other than price, is there any other reason you're not moving forward today? It's going to elicit a response of some sort. And what's cool about this, everything you just did, and if you guys didn't catch it, is like you kind of role played with yourself there for a little bit, and the customer would have another objection, and you were prepared on how to overcome that. And meanwhile, your way of overcoming their objection, that bullet, so to speak, overcomes the objection, and then it re-solidifies your foundation for being there. Yes. Because you're getting them to commit again to things they've already committed to, recommit to things they hadn't thought of yet. So they're you're building commitment upon commitment to their only choice is to, Because if they genuinely didn't like it, they would just say, "Oh, geez, man, I just don't like your stuff." But you're gonna feel that out pretty,
much sooner than
much sooner. And if you're hearing that in the close, you got some.
If they're not looking for your product, I want the cheapest thing and cheapest. And if you're not that company that sells that or has that available, you may be out of that, and that's fine. Those are one of the 5 or 6 that you don't sell.
Right.
Because again, we don't sell everybody. I would love to say we do, but we don't. It is what it is. You're gonna run into those that you have people that are real guarded. I remember one time where this lady was there and single homeowner, really nice, but had show up and boom, has someone there for support, right?
Yep.
So what do you do now, right? Here's this person for support, and it was just a maintenance person that had helped her out for tons of years. So the best way to do that would be to get that person involved in the presentation and get them on your side,
right? And
get them to really be involved and make sure they're committed. And it was one of the best. I can't take credit for this because I didn't say it, but my buddy said it, and he said, "Hey," he was like, "If it's Astor says if it's okay with, let's just say name this guy Chris. I don't remember his name. If it's okay with Chris, and he says yes, this is a thumbs up. Is this something you go ahead and move forward with now?" He just put Chris right on the spot, right? And Chris didn't know what to do. Chris wasn't the driver type. He wasn't the driver type. He was like, "Oh, well, yeah." He was going along with it, right? But she still made an objection. It was the financial planner objection. We all get those. We're not going to talk about that. It's a whole episode in itself.
That's a good one. We got to write that down.
That's a really good one, and it's a tough one for me.
Yeah.
The financial planner one's a tough one for me, and I've had some friends in the biz that are really good at overcoming that and do it really confidently. So we're going to share some of that, and hopefully get some people on some episodes for that too, because
that's a really good. I hadn't even, we have so much to cover, and I hadn't even thought of that aspect, but that is probably one of like the top 5 objections I ever get.
So speaking of that, in this business, you only have so many objections that you can get in the freaking home.
Right. It's not infinite. It's very fine.
Yes, like, come on. Practice your game, okay? Practice your art. I'm really talking to you reps out there, your road warriors out there. Practice. Get this down. There's going to be what? How many objections? There's going to be getting other estimates, right? Or if you have a one-legger, it's talking to the husband or wife. So you better set yourself up for that presentation a little differently, right? Or you're going to get the other one that says, "I'm not buying on the first night." Set yourself up for that presentation.
Right. I've been burned.
I've been burned. A direct angle close from G-Man. Or the financial planner one. So if you can get yourself a systematic, a number of closes for these, to use these and really just trying to drive it back to price and terms. Because if you did your presentation properly and followed the flow, you should only always go down to price and terms. If you pre-close properly, and you ask them other than, and be very slow and enunciate your words, because they're going to listen to everything right now, because what are you at? You're at price, baby.
Right.
All right? All that bullshit you were saying before, they were half-ass listening to you. They were thinking about 10 other things this Sunday while you're going through your little pitch.
Right.
Now they're full ear radars on. So, folks, other than price and affordability, is there any reason why you would not move forward today? Now, I can say that. That's not coined by any company at all. It's been, every company has used it in their presentation booklets, every single company out there. So,
you know why that's in everyone's, because it's a proven system. Like, say those words.
Yeah.
Say those words.
Oh, and by the way,
if you're not saying
in
those
business
words,
and you have a system, they're all the same. They're no different. They're just worded differently. It's a flow you go into. You go into the home, you say hi to them, you find out you find out what they need, you show them a solution to that need, and you ask them for the business. It's real simple. We make it difficult.
Objections, I was trained. So, okay, when you're doing your step selling, you close the door on each step. Hey, if I can make this product affordable, is this the product you want? Yes. If after your company story. So after hearing everything you know and understand about us, are we the company you want to work with? Not are we the type of company? Are we the company you want to work with? Yes. Got all these things down, right? So when you get to price, they're only left with all the stuff you just mentioned. I'm a financial planner and this and that. They're not saying, well, I'm not sure if I like the product yet, because that should all be locked down. You have everything you need in a successful presentation at that point to make the sale. Mm-hmm. Except you should know that the objections are coming. That's part of a successful presentation is when objections come. And I think people just expect, and when you're talking about how soft guys are getting lay down after lay down, they think that's the job, is going in and absolutely, let's get started. That's going to be like 1 out of 10, maybe. If you're lucky, 2 out of 10. You know what I mean?
No, 1 out of 10.
1 out of 10.
You can talk your way out of the deal too, by the way.
Oh, for sure. And you won't even know you did it sometimes. You won't even know you did it.
Oh, I know I did.
So I think, I'm just getting riled up here because like this getting other estimates, it's refueling my body and just reminding myself even the nature of this is exactly what this is.
Well, yeah. Is
hearing objections. And again, if you're misunderstanding me, I'm not saying like, oh, what is this isn't like all new to me. I'm just saying like, oh man, like talking about practice, like that's what I was trying to highlight. Some of those bullets we could put in our guns. What are some of the things we could put in our arsenals? And don't overthink it as like, oh, you got to have 15 closes in your pocket. Just know if someone says this, what are 6
core closes react? And I would always use the 4 C's and the 3 F's. Feel, felt, found, concede, commit, convince, close. Replay it if you need to. Feel, felt, found, concede, commit, convince, close.
Those 2 right there. So you said it earlier. I understand how you feel. This customer felt that way too. But I tell you what, our customers that just, 75% of our customers decide to move forward the same day because they found.
Well, I'm gonna give you that one step further.
Please.
So take that and make it more personal, okay? And what I mean by that is take that to the next layer. So I had a trainer one time teach me this, and it was beautiful. It was absolutely, this is not gold. This is platinum, team. Platinum, okay? So what this is you go feel, felt, and then found. And when you get to the found, you share a personal story about a customer that had the same scenario, right?
There you go.
And you go, Mary here had the same exact issue you had. She felt the same way. And she found out that this was the right way. She went ahead and moved forward with it. Here's the before picture and the after picture.
Yep.
We'll do a great job for you. Which monthly payment works best? And then shut up. Make them go back to that. And if they don't, and if they come with the rejection again, fine. I completely understand. Try to go back to it again. But that's where I'm going to take it to a personal story because people love personal stories, right. And I'm showing a picture.
Right.
I'm putting a picture of how beautiful. Again, I'm putting the emotion back into this, reminding them how crappy it looked. Oh, you could even take a before picture of their product, right, and then say this is what she had. That's what it's going to look like for yours. Oh, by the way, the before picture wasn't there. That was yours.
Right.
I mean, there's so many things you can do with that, but make it personal.
Yeah.
When the feel, felt, found, make it personal. Share a personal story. You could even share your own personal story if you wanted to. But make it personal. Share a story. People love stories. Right. If you could take your presentation and have a story about a customer in each part of that presentation, you do wonders. And that also helps you with getting other estimates.
Yeah.
All right. If you're not using your referrals to overcome to getting other estimates. So here's one last close we're going to use, right? Here it is. You ready?
Ready.
So I'm getting other estimates.
I'm getting other estimates. Sorry.
No problem. I understand. If your heart's not into it and you're not 100% comfortable, I wouldn't want you to proceed either. And, I had a customer actually last month that we did work for and had the same exact scenario and situation you have. I actually have before and after pictures of their project that they did, and completely understand how you feel about it. Felt the same way. This is what they found out. Let me show you what they did. And I put it down here and I go, did this, this, and this. And they loved it and they were so happy. Here's the review actually that they posted on Google. I have it right here, and he actually said, it's one of my customers personal, if you need to hear from them, they'll actually call you. So don't take my word for it. I have his name and phone number, and they're an advocate of mine. I have actually several of them, but this is the review they wrote. And they said, blah, 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 blah. We love our blah, 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 blah. We are so happy, blah, 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 that we went ahead and moved forward and blah, blah, blah. Now, I have a very specific review that I use, okay? None of this is just pulling it out. And I can do that too. I've easily pulled up, Google right in front of people and just searched right through it and found it for them. But typically I'll have this, again, my close is practiced, okay? It's like running a slot in football. I'm running that slot 1,000 times before I do it in the game, right? Or I'm running this, practicing this close before I do it. So I do these and I show them a review and I say, you want to be happy just like that. And it all comes down to make sure you pick the best company, the best product. And just like this customer did, we'll do a great job for you. And then shut up. And that's my last one. I take it one step further from the story, then I bring it in, and then I show a review with it, and then I talk about an advocate, and then I really challenge them on it. Well, don't take my word for it, take theirs. I would get customer advocates all the time. I would have a list of customers that would be advocates for me because they loved and trusted me so much they'd be willing to speak on my behalf. Yep. And if you're not collecting your advocates for you, you're doing yourself a disservice.
Yeah, big time.
I'll tell you the best thing you can do as a rep to get over this, getting other estimates. All right, go to one of your installs before you go to your 6 p.m. appointment, okay? Or your 2 p.m. Even better, because 6 p.m. installers are gone, long gone, right? Let's say your 2 p.m., right? You got a 2 p.m. appointment, right? Because most reps have 2s, or 1 o'clock, 3 o'clock, whatever. Yep. Let's just say 2. All right, go to that install while it's going on. I want you to talk to the customer. I want you to take pictures of the installers. I want you to take a picture of the product, or whatever product you're selling is installing, and I want you to take that personal story that you have, and I want you to share it with the customer that you're going to go see at 2 o'clock with all the excitement. You get to see that customer's happy because they're getting stuff done. And you can share. It's like, oh my gosh, I was just there. Look what these installers did. Oh, by the way, Mrs. Barker said, if you have any questions, you give her a call. She said she'll set you straight on why this company is the best company. Yep. And I said, heck, she was wanting to write me a review right there. I said, don't worry about it. I say, I'll tell them they can call you if they want. But again, these are the powerful things. When you have the balls, sorry, I'm not saying to anybody, I'm just saying, do you have the cojones to do that? The gumption, you get away from the fear to say that to a customer. Back it up, obviously, but when you do that, that's powerful. That's powerful.
That is. Because here's the reality too. That customer, I can picture as you're talking. I've got a picture of a customer in my mind right now, and that project was not quote unquote cheap for her. The price was a point of conversation for us. But when she called me after installation, this was just last week. Oh man, she texted me pictures. I was sick from getting the shot. I got my second shot and I was out, dude. I was like, hey, listen, I want to go to this install, but I couldn't even move. Otherwise I would have been there. And she texted me pictures and said, I love this so much.
So I want you to take that customer. Okay, this is old school. This is how we set up our picture books.
Yep.
All day long. Let's give a little hint of where it came from, maybe. But we would take the picture and we do a picture of the product with the customer. Yep. All this whole products by itself bullshit, that's all well and good. I want a product with the picture of the customer, grinning ear to ear, super excited. I'd even sometimes have them hang a sign up, okay, just to make it goofy and fun. Right. All right, you had to have fun with your customers so your new customers can know how fun you are as well. Right. All right, and you got to give a little giggle and laugh with it. All right, because again, people like people down to earth. So I do that, and then I have that same customer write 1 or 2 sentences in handwriting. Not this little typing crap. Yeah. Handwriting, and I put it right there. I take a little piece of stationery, and I have it right there, and it's a customer, and then I ask that customer, can I use you as an advocate if I need to? If I have a customer thinking about moving forward with this company and with me, would you be an advocate for me if I needed you? Great. All right. What's the best way I can contact you, and when could I if I need to? Yeah. Just ask. What's the person going to say? Right. Oh, and by the way, with the customer, when you're there, say, look, Judy, I don't know what her name is, but hey, Judy, I know you've talked to your girlfriends and everybody about this, and they probably stopped by and already saw this out here. So I got to ask you, who said they loved it and they want to have us out? Yep. Because if you don't ask, and I see this happen so many times, the company calls in, all right? They call into the company, they set the appointment, the other rep, have you ever been to a home where they're like, yeah, you guys just installed down the street, and it wasn't your job, and it's a write-up. They know the people, they know the price, and they're, I've written up $30K in literally a half an hour.
Just because the neighbor's doing it. Yep.
I went down there, he's like, yeah, Jack had it done. He actually showed me the price. I know exactly how much it costs. My house is almost exactly the same as his.
Yep.
We're prepared to move forward and get this taken care of. And I'm like, okay. That's awesome. Let's go. Now, does that happen all the time? No. But it will happen. Yeah. And it happens probably more often than you know because reps don't share that kind of information.
Right. Yeah. I mean, yeah. You just stole that from someone else in your own. I mean, not stolen in a bad way, but that's reality of it.
Reality
that guy didn't do his job, show up and get the referral.
You got to get the referrals. Yep. All my customers will know if there's a referral ever, you better call me. Here's my name. Here's my number. You know, I let them know I'm going to be back because I know you're going to talk to it and your neighbors are going to see it. Oh, and by the way, another really good one is when the neighbors are around, because look, all neighbors are nosy. I'm very nosy. I know what my neighbors are doing outside. They probably watch me too. All right? I'm like, honey, what the heck are they doing over there? They're cutting their grass. You know, again, so the neighbors are watching when that work is being done. If you can pivot yourself around that with those neighbors and being there, or you can always ask the customer, say, hey, look, I got to knock on the doors around here because that's part of what we do. But let me just ask you, which neighbors should I talk to or not talk to? Who's cool and who's not cool? Mm-hmm. And they'll tell you. They'll give up the tapes.
Oh, for sure, yep.
And then they might even say, well, you know, Tom or Betty stop by from down the street. You need to go see them, or they'll sometimes. Oh, you need to go see this person here, or you need to go see my brother. I already talked. Lots of times they're talking about it. They just spent money. Lots of times people brag about that.
Oh, for sure.
Okay, 100%. So they're going to talk to somebody about it.
Yeah.
That also gives us membership sealing the deal. They're going to talk to somebody about it, right? You better seal the deal.
Yep.
All right. Getting other estimates. You close that job. You better seal that deal. Make sure they're 100% comfortable with the project. Too many times, reps sell a job, it's sold, and they're out 10 minutes later.
Right.
What? No, seal the deal, especially on getting other estimates.
Yeah.
Because now you just close them on that, and it's still in the back of their head, right?
Right.
After you close them on getting other estimates, right? You're going through the contract, and everything, right? Now you got to explain the 3-day rescission, right? Yeah, that's a good one, isn't it?
Have you ever offered, like, I've done it before, like, hey, do you need me to call that other company and cancel for you?
I would wholeheartedly say that.
Yeah.
On 100. Yeah, because some people are uncomfortable with doing that stuff. Hey, look, I know. I would say, look, I have some people that are uncomfortable having a confrontation and doing it. If you're not comfortable and want me to call and cancel the appointment, I'd be more than happy to. Because lots of times they have sales reps very good on the phone. They're going to try to get you to keep the appointment in any way, shape, or form.
Right.
And you can do that too if that's what you want. It's up to you, folks. Right. And I'll be right up front with them.
Yeah.
I've had customers ask me before too.
To cancel for them.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. They like trust in me.
Right.
I'm a brother. Cancel. Bye. Thanks. Click.
Yep.
All right, coming out to my house.
Well, that was good. That was good.
That's getting other estimates. There's a lot more to it, but
I feel like there's gonna be another estimate conversation, and then about 13 more episodes from now.
Yeah, right. We're gonna have to come back to this one again.
I don't think it's never gonna stop.
Like I said, this is always evolving. Like Cap says, this will never ever be the end all be all. I guarantee you, we're gonna come out with some other different, cooler closes for getting other estimates. Right. We may have somebody else share other ones. G-Man shared that one for the direct angle close. Brilliant.
Yep.
So there's a lot of different things you can use out there. Until next time, be a student.
That's right. Practice.
We're out.